Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bayou Time Sports. I'm Stan Gravois, and as I am, you are probably trying to figure out LSU baseball also. Obviously, there's a lot of talent there in Baton Rouge, but they're still sort of trying to figure out how to get it all together, especially with SEC play starting. And it didn't happen this weekend. And I know they did get one of those two games from Vanderbilt, but the fact is that I thought maybe going in they would get two. I even thought they possibly could sweep because Vanderbilt not playing really well. And then yesterday, Vanderbilt does that where he's plunking just about everybody who gets up there. I thought they were going to run away with this one early, but they had to fight to get it as they came back strong at the end. But again, as I mentioned earlier, they lose 2 of 3 to Vanderbilt this weekend. Final scores in those on Friday night, it was 13-12 on a walk-off by Vanderbilt in a game that we all thought the Tigers had pretty much won. As Guidry came in late, was pitching well, and then gave up a bomb, a walk-off, again with a guy on. So they lose that one 13-12. On Saturday, it wasn't a contest. They lose to Vanderbilt 11-3. Never was close in that one. And then yesterday, got way ahead, had to fight in the middle of the game just to hold on, and then at the end sort of pulled away. They win it 16-9. When you combine that with an early week win over Creighton where they won 8-4 in Baton Rouge, it ended up being a 2-2 week for the Tigers. Hadn't been playing particularly well over the last couple of weeks. And when you play in the SEC, you have to be really good, like really good, because everybody is so good. And unfortunately for the Tigers, the wins are not sort of stacking up at this point. Don't get me wrong. I'm one of those folks who thinks baseball could turn on a dime at any time, and it may very well. But you have to find some little light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not sure I'm seeing it related to SEC play and how good those teams are. There you see the schedule from the past week. Overall, the Tigers are 14-7. Conference 1-2, as that was the first series of the year. This week they'll be taking on Grambling at Alex Box on Tuesday, and then it'll be Oklahoma in three games, and not all will be at Alex Box, so they will be at home. Oklahoma, not a bad team either, folks. Let's take a look at the SEC standings after 1 week of conference play. Kentucky, wow. Kentucky is 3-0. It's funny because 2 weeks ago we were showing you the same graphic before conference play, and Kentucky was dead last with 2 losses. Now they've come on again. They swept this weekend. Auburn swept this weekend, and Florida swept this weekend. The teams that got swept, 2 of them not much of a surprise. South Carolina and Missouri have not been particularly good in SEC play, although Missouri seems to be better overall. Alabama getting swept, just a little bit of a surprise there. So they are at the bottom of conference standings. A lot of people believe that Texas is the team to beat. Texas did take 2 of 3 from Ole Miss. They lost one of those, but it was their first loss of the year. And there you see Oklahoma. That's who the Tigers have this weekend. Oklahoma is sitting at 2-1, along with Georgia at 2-1. Arkansas at 2-1 and Vanderbilt at 2-1. Those teams who did what LSU did this weekend, going 1-2, were Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. I couldn't wish worse for Tennessee. I'll be honest. Yes, I could. They could have gone 0-3, and I would have been happy as Tennessee. If you have the opportunity, they have a young man from Tennessee who hit a ball that he thought was going out of the park, and his celebration was unbelievable, and the ball was caught before it got out of the park. And unfortunately, we don't have the footage of that, but I just couldn't believe he did that, and he would be sitting on the bench if he were playing for me. Unfortunately, in Tennessee, that's sort of how they play the game, and again, they are 1-2. So again, long way to go in SEC play and for the rest of the season, but the Tigers certainly have some work to do. The women in basketball are in pretty good shape related to the bracket of the NCAA women's basketball tournament. Quite honestly, I thought they were in maybe the best situation that could have come out. They are the number 2 seed in Region 2. They will be taking on Jacksonville in Baton Rouge on Friday night at 5 o'clock. They will play the winner out of Texas Tech and Villanova, the number 7 and 10 seeds in Region 2. That game also in Baton Rouge, and they will play the winner of that game in Baton Rouge. So the Lady Tigers have it all set up at home to get through the bracket to move on to the next level. In the Region 2 tournament, UCLA is seated at number 1, LSU at number 2, Duke is at number 3, Minnesota at number 4, Ole Miss, an SEC rival, is at number 5, Baylor at number 6, and Texas Tech is at number 7. Texas Tech is not bad. They've lost 7 games this year. Kansas State has beaten them twice. So if you're a Lady Tiger faithful, you got to be a little worried about Texas Tech, but I'm sure some of you are saying, hey, let's get past Jacksonville first. Look at the point spread on that game, folks. LSU is a 51.5 point favorite in that game. That's pretty wild. Whereas Texas Tech is a 1.5 point favorite over Villanova. 51.5 points. I don't think I'm going to bet on that game. We hope that the Lady Tigers do well, and we hope that the Southern Lady Jaguars do well, as they are also in the tournament. Got to take a break. We're going to be back after we get through with a few commercial messages. We'll be back right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.